Today we're reviewing
Rescue Nights, Pups Save a Tournament!
I just finished A Night of the Seven Kingdoms on HBO, and I'm in a tourney mood.
One point for Claw!
Whoa, Claw's got skills!
I love Claw so much. Look at his smug little face, he's so silly and adorable. Marshall being impressed is also just unending cuteness.
No, it's me too! What?
I kind of love this exaggerated reaction too. Rocky, you're overacting. Tone it down a notch.
Greetings, Barking Bag! Your future tournament winner has arrived!
Sweetie joining in adds to the fun. Crazy how she gets a plush for this single segment outfit when the likes of Arby and Gasket have nothing. Not that Sweetie's swimming in merch or anything. Also, there are some nice touches here, like Busby being a little standard bearer, and the horse matching Sweetie's snootiness.
Surprise! It was me all along!
The princess being the mystery knight and a total girl boss isn't something that's astonishingly fresh or original, but it is simply fun and sweet, and she looks much cuter in her armor than her usual raiment.
Strange that the princess is scared to watch the tournament.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like her.
I also think this is done really well for the youngest tots watching to learn about having knowledge the pups don't. An important step in the cognitive development of theory of mind. Whether intentionally or not, I think it's done really quite artfully to give just the right amount of information for the kids.
The princess?
Claw getting bonked on the head is a cute little moment as well that they pass by quickly rather than milking for laughs. A surprisingly perilous moment, and poor self-preservation skills from Sky. But nobody was hurt, and this is a cute little moment.
I'm so psyched to see this.
Even having them in a mostly passive spectating role for much of the segment, the pups feel very much involved and not sidelined. Also, it's not easy to animate, 20 on-screen characters for a shot?
Sir Howard of Hoppingtown and Sir Nigel of Oinkingville!
I like these two throwaway knights, with their thoroughly excellent coats of arms. Sir Nigel is on the wiki as hailing from Oinkington, and Tun would be a much more British-sounding place-name suffix. But the Earl quite clearly says Oinkingville.
Oinkingville!
No one can beat the greatest knight of all. Me!
Have I mentioned how much I love Claw? He's so sassy and prideful, only to always prove totally ineffectual. So cute.
When I win, the people will be so impressed, they'll make me queen!
I don't think that's how it works, sweetie. But I can totally buy that if she decides, it'd totally work like that. Also, I've said it elsewhere many times, but never on this channel yet. It's crazy how the British kids in the Canadian dub are so adorable and so perfect for their roles, while the actual British dub is one of my least favorites. Differences in casting and voice direction. The voice directors for the main show don't get enough appreciation.
The rings! Uh-oh!
I also think it's nice that the princess wins even though Claw is successfully cheating. She's just that good. With a little help from Zuma, anyway.
Oh, crossbow! It flew off! Isn't that against the rules?
Isn't that against the rules? So cute.
Claw was the last one near the bag. It must have been him.
It doesn't matter.
While I guess there would have been something to say for justice, I quite like that this gets worked out with Claw just losing and that being his just desserts. No need for some Spartan punishment. He's just soundly beaten even with the advantages he gave himself, and cheaters never prosper.
Great work, Sir Rocky and Sir Rubble.
This armor fix is not very convincing. It probably would have made more sense to use the armholes, if anything. The bottom hole isn't holding anything in place, so this will just fall right over again. Also, I'm still amazed Square Enix had nothing to say about these Kingdom Hearts symbols with corks on the tips. I feel like a bit more time and attention could have been given to this shot to make it more fun and feel a bit better weight-wise, especially since the animation on Sparks in the next shot is so much fun.
Oh no! Claw's gonna get crushed!
Not on my watch. Catapult.
The sequence is a nice one, and it's a good idea that Claw was put in danger by his own misdeeds. Just, while I wouldn't say he's sidelined, Marshall has very little to do this segment, and it would have been nice if he'd been the one to act here.
Marshall, watch out!
Sorry to barrel into you.
Yeah, we're well into the years where the wipeout is more an obligation than something inventive or fun. This is common to all the Rescue Knights episodes, but the weak link was the toy design elements. The castle is just too obviously a playset, and the vaguely dragony vehicles just look random and plasticky. I also have no idea why Knight Rider should be on a motorbike. Kit in Knight Rider was a car. Not hugely impactful on this segment, but some more grounded, pseudo-medieval vehicles would have been way better in my opinion.
Aw, Busby, you know me so well.
This is another thing I probably only noticed because I learned to animate myself, and it's a cute moment, but the lip sync here is kind of over-exaggerated and unnatural looking.
Thanks for inviting us to watch the tournament.
It's not really a negative, but I find the whole approach to royalty and deference kinda curious. There's perhaps something decidedly Canadian about it, though lots of Americans lap up idealized monarchistic imagery too. Ryder's funny little courtly bow to this child of a foreign head of state, we assume, belies all kinds of power dynamic oddities. But like so much about the PAW Patrol world building, it's really best not overthought too much.
Wait! Spot!
While I thought wrapping things up with Claw's cheating ways not actually mattering was quite smooth, this final scene where he decides to try to just snatch the trophy, then Sparks flies off and it's played like Claw's somehow facing the music is a bit of a stretch. It's just a bit of a rushed nothing of an ending we didn't especially need. Louise Moon is one of PAW Patrol's primary writers, and honestly, far from my favorite. But she's penned some good segments, and this is one of them. It's a well-trodden path for a writer, but it's done very neatly, and with such a fun cast. Having both Claw and Sweetie involved was such a good idea for Rescue Knights, and they're both such fun little blighters. The pups are a little bit sidelined, but when it's for other pups who are also adorable and fun to watch, I really don't mind. The ending was a little rushed, but so much cuteness and fun is had along the way that, in the words of the good Earl, it doesn't matter. Overall, 8.5 out of 10. A simple premise executed well with none of the potential squandered. Just a strong, straightforward, character-driven story with a neat hook. For me, Louise Moon's best. Alright, and that's quite enough of that. There's, not a lot of rhyme and reason to me jumping back to this Season 8 episode. Just like I said, I've been watching the new Game of Thrones show, which is based on my favorite thing that George R.R. Martin ever wrote. The first Dunk and Egg story being my introduction to the world of A Song of Ice and Fire, way back before Game of Thrones was even a TV show, because I wanted to read the Terry Pratchett story in the Legends anthology. But yeah, we're getting way off track. Rescue Knights is my favorite subseries. I love this nightly setting. It doesn't make a huge amount of sense in their universe, but enough for me to enjoy it, and of course, I absolutely love Claw. So yeah, this one's probably in my top maybe 15 episodes, and definitely in the top 5 from, post Season 3. And sometimes it's nice to cover favorite episodes. That's all for today though, and I'll see you guys again next time.